Hi guys, welcome to the channel. So today I've got my hoodie on because we've had the 5 days of summer and it's now back to winter again in the UK. So what we're going to be looking at today is we're going to be looking at different types of fittings you can use in your plumbing. Okay, let's get going. So today we're looking at fittings. We've already touched on the compression fitting, how you use that with the adjustable spanners, also with the wrap of PTFE around the olive or the jointing compound. We've looked at the John Guest speed fit. So you cut the pipe, you put the insert into the pipe, you push it in, turn it down, lock it down. Today what we're going to look at is solder fittings, or in the trade they're called end feed fittings. So that's what they look like. This is a 90. And what you do is you just push your pipe into that and then you solder it up. But it's called end feed because you feed the end of the fitting with the solder. There is another fitting that you'd use in soldering, and it's this. It's called an integral soldered ring. Inside the fitting, I don't know if you'll see it, the solder is already there. So see the little bulge on the outside? That is the solder. So the solder is actually inside the fitting. So in the ideal world, all you do is clean your pipe up, flux the pipe, put the fitting on, and then you just heat the outside. The solder melts and it will seal the joint. Another fitting you can use is a press fitting, which looks like this. You do not solder these at all. It's got a rubber O-ring inside it. So what you do is you push the pipe into it all the way. You then get a special machine called a press gun, which crimps onto that ring and crushes it down onto the pipe, completely sealing it so it won't come out. So these end fittings come in all different sizes. So here we have a 22mm, and a 15. Then we have a 10 and an 8. And there's a dog grab. So there's 4 main fittings that I would say that you'd use on a day-to-day basis. It would be a 90°. So that's just using if you're going into a corner, you need to bend around something. There's a coupler. If you need to join 2 straight pipes together, so your pipe's not long enough and you need to extend it, so you'd use that. There's then a T, so if you need to take a line off a main line going up to like an outdoor tap, and then there's an end cap. So if you're going to terminate something, you'd cut it off and then you'd solder that on to stop any water getting out. There are a few extra sort of a bit more sort of complex ones. So you'd have something called a street elbow. You then have a coupler, which is, there's no join in the middle, so that will just slide up and down. And then there's a 45°. There's probably loads more out there, but those are the main ones I would say. So now we're going to have a quick chat about T's. So that is a 22mm equal T. Okay, what I mean by an equal T is each one of these holes is the same size. So it's 22mm, 22mm, 22mm. You always give the 2 ends first, so 22, 22, and then the branch last. So this is an equal T because all 3 are the same. This one here is not the same. So these 2 are 22, that branch there is 15. So if you went into a shop to ask for one of these, you'd ask for a 22, 22, 15 T, and they'd know exactly what you were talking about. Just to quickly go on, we have the integral soldered ring in equal 15, so 15, 15, 15. These are actually made by a company called Yorkshire. So nobody actually calls these integral soldered ring fittings, they just call them Yorkshire. So if you went into the shop and said, can I have a equal 15 Yorkshire please, T, they would know exactly what you're talking about. And then again, just to show you the press, they do press in 15 as well. So that was all today, guys. It was just a whistle-stop tour of the different types of fittings out there. So we had the John Guest press fit. We've had compression. We have had, can't get it, the end feed fitting. We've got the Yorkshire, or the integral soldered ring fitting. And we've had the press fitting. So those are the different types of fittings out there. There's probably 5 main types out there. So give us a like, give us a subscribe, stay with us because there's a lot more coming out. Okay, take care, bye.